Stop using pixels. There is a much better way to size and scale text and elements when developing websites and web applications. This method is going to save you a ton of time. In Visual Studio Code, I developed a basic hero section using HTML and CSS. If you guys want to learn how to do that, I'll leave a link up top and down below to a video where I show you how. But for now, you guys can see that everything looks good, but what we want to do now is navigate to our style sheet. And you're going to see right off the bat that for every font size and for padding, margin, etc., with a few exceptions, I'm using pixels to size everything. So that's great and it looks okay right now, but if I go ahead and inspect this page and then shrink down to a mobile device size like so, you're going to notice that the font size and the scale of all the elements here does not responsively resize based on the viewport width. And you guys are probably saying, well, that's what media queries are for. So let's go ahead and scroll down our style sheet to the bottom here where I have a media query set up. I'm going to go ahead and uncomment this out, and this is going to make the font size for all of our elements responsive for mobile viewport widths here. So now if I go ahead and scale this page down to a mobile device size, you guys are going to see that everything as far as the font size that I'm targeting over here for my elements is now responsive. But you guys can see in the CSS that this is extremely tedious and time consuming. And for most websites and web applications, you're going to have to utilize more than one media query. But do not be afraid. There is an easy and simple solution to this. So I'm going to go ahead and comment out this media query again and scroll all the way back to the top of my style sheet. And instead of using pixels, what we can do is use something called rems. Rem stands for root M, and what this means is that it's a relative unit, and it uses the size of your root element to size your text or whatever you're targeting in your style sheet. So in most cases, the root element is going to be the HTML element. So here you can see I have a universal font size of 16 pixels. And 16 pixels is going to convert into 1 rem. And if you guys don't know how to do that conversion, you can go ahead and search for a rem to pixel calculator and go ahead and select this one right here is what I like to use. And you can go ahead and put in however many pixels you want. So if I want to put 42, it'll give me the exact rem size that I can copy and paste from here and put it into my website. But the way this converts is for every 16 pixels, it equals 1 rem. So what I'm going to do for my website now is everywhere I use pixels, I'm going to go ahead and convert that value into a rem value. Everywhere I was using pixels before is now a rem value. Now if we inspect our page, you're going to notice that if we resize this, nothing is happening yet. So we need to go back to our style sheet over here, and we want to go ahead and target our HTML element because again, this is our root element. And what we want to do is target the font size. And even though we're specifying font size here, this is going to target anywhere you use rems. So what we want to do is change this to 100%. And if you guys don't specify this right here, this is going to be the default. The font size for your HTML element is going to be 100%, but it is best practice to include this up here just so you remember that you're using rems if you come back to this style sheet later on. Next, we're going to go ahead and copy this, and we're going to go down below to our media query and uncomment this media query out. And what we're going to do is get rid of all of this code in here, and we're simply going to paste in our HTML font size element again. And so for mobile devices, let's say we want this to shrink down, what we can do is change this to 60% instead. And then one more time, we're going to go ahead and copy this media query. We're going to paste this up above and change this to 1028 pixels for our tablet size. And what we're going to do is change this to 80%. So now we want to go inspect our website again. We want to make this a full size display like so. And then once we get down to 1028 pixels, what you're going to notice is that our text and all of our elements that use rems are going to responsively resize. And then if we go down one more to our 767 pixel media query, you're gonna see that it shrinks down again for mobile devices. Now you guys can see the major advantage to using a relative unit like rems instead of using pixels, because it makes the development process a lot easier and a lot faster. If you guys don't understand anything from today's video, go down in the comments and reach out to me and I will respond to you. Thanks so much for watching.